trade line. It's the Chicago Bulls taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, Clark, tonight a rarity. Both these teams love to run their offense through the block, through the big men. Why is that a dying trend in the NBA?
Well, I think the three-point shot has dictated that more teams are going to utilize that. Then analytics have come into play. The three-point shot is more valuable than the easy two in many cases. So teams are really tilting their offenses towards spacing the floor, shooting the three-point shot more than pounding the ball inside. And the pace of the game now lends itself to more three-point shooting and perimeter shooting than posting up.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Dunn and Levine, their backcourt. Mirotic at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. And it's Wade in at the three. Now here is Mirotic. And he's good on the three ball. Mirotic has got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for Chicago. Teague dishes to Butler. Kicks to Wiggins. Towns the screen. Shoots off the step back, and that's off the glass and in.
Nice job contesting the shot. But once Wiggins gets to the height of his jump, not much the defender can do about that.
Done with it. Lopez a screen, and play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Bobby Portis has checked in for Lopez. Now here's Teague on the wing. Wiggins over Wade. And another shot, and Towns lays it in. Towns has got his first points of the game.
Boy, the relentless nature of Towns snatches the offensive board, then converts it into points efficiently and effectively done.
Here's Portis. To the middle, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And, Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
Now here's Gibson. Pass to Butler. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And Butler does a nice job using his body. I mean, especially when he's close to the basket, comfortable operating inside.
Here's Portis. Levine for three. The shot that time, not on target. Some solid defense from Butler. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
You know, that's just simply outstanding focus. Butler is used to getting hit on the way up, expects to be bumped and jostled around, and still muscles his shots in.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
Now here's Levine. Will it go? Rebound by Butler.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Teague with a clean look. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Teague's got himself on the board with three there. And, Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
Hey, you know, I like the competitive spirit, but when you look at it, I think he rushed that three a little bit because he was trying to get back at his opponent.
A three-pointer, Wiggins. Rebound by the Bulls.
And they had some trouble with this group a year ago, and it's a bit of a head-scratcher as to why, given the way both teams ended the year.
Well, if you only looked at talent alone, you would have thought they would have avoided a sweep, but that wasn't the case, was it?
A three-pointer is right on target.
And he gets one to fall, and now one out of his first 4.
Timberwolves leading by 6. 1:06 left here in the opening quarter. Towns kicks to Butler. Towns sets the pick for Wiggins. Shot clock at 5. A 3-ball. Again, Wiggins missing.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Now, here's Dunn. He's guarded closely. Count that one.
Well, I tell you, it's awesome, absolutely awesome to see Dunn work in his effective mid-range jam. So sharp, so accurate, so timely.
Now here's T. 24 seconds left to play here in the first.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
And Wiggins throws it down.
Going rack to rack. You see the athleticism of Wiggins, but also the tremendous effort to get down the court like that.
And it's Wade penetrating. And no good trying to get that one. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Timberwolves ahead, up by 6. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
Down low, it's Jang and Towns. Crawford out there with Jones. And it's Muhammad in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. And last year, the Bulls, Greg, just didn't threaten anyone from outside.
I think a big problem has just been personnel. You know, some of the guys they brought in as shooters just really haven't panned out, and that lack of shooting from deep is why this offense can grow stagnant at times. Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
It was very close, and I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't blatant by any means.
Grant kicks to Markkanen. Wade outside. Grant the pass to Lopez. No good that time. Towns with the defensive effort. Crawford kicks to Jones. Towns the screen. Jones drives in. And yes, it's good. Jones has got his first basket of the night.
Man, what a nice screen by Towns. I mean, this is what you want to do. Feet spread, knees bent, hips down, balanced, ready, not moving. Screening 101.
Now here is Holiday. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Jumper off the screen. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Crawford. And that one goes long.
Tell you what, Kevin, they will take that look every time. Limited defense, great shot. Just came up empty. You live with those.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Timberwolves leading by 3. Pass to Towns. And that's going to be a treble.
And check out the numbers for Towns. Coming off a terrific season, he averaged 25 points per, 12 rebounds and 2 assists. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
Clock at 4. Wade from outside. And no good that time. Timberwolves go the other way with it. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Moving on from this game, they're scheduled to take on the Lakers at the Staples Center. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played. And think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Here's Muhammad after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Here's Towns. Offensive rebound. Jang. Goes up again and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Takes a shot at the elbow. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 7 rebounds in the game. Crawford with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Here's Towns. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, you watch Karl Anthony Towns, and he just epitomizes the future of the NBA big man. Extremely versatile, gets it done inside and outside at both ends of the floor, and has a fluidity to his game that belies his size.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Taj Gibson's checked in for Jang. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Muhammad. Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teague in for Jones. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Markkanen. Mirotic comes in for Dwayne Wade. Zach LaVine's checked in for Justin Holiday. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Jaren Grant.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
And with Towns and him being the future of the NBA big men, the numbers he's put up at a young age are staggering. Clark just looks like a guard out there sometimes.
Well, there's a good reason for that, Kevin. You know, Towns actually played guard before a big growth spurt. I think that clearly helped with his skills, and that's why he's so comfortable creating. It's a perfect situation for a guy like him to revolutionize what a low block player can do.
Here's Dunn after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Dunn's got his second bucket tonight.
That is just grown man, big boy work from Dunn inside. Incredible athleticism really aids him in getting these types of shots.
Teague for 3, and the rebound goes to Lopez. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Dunn. Mirotic the screen. Here's Portis, covered by Wiggins. Tries again to Lopez. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Great effort, terrific instincts. That's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And just 72% from the line a season ago. Not the greatest of numbers, but there are guys who are far worse off when it comes to free throw shooting.
Teague. He's off on that one. So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. We're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. For the Timberwolves, Kenny?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Scoring in the paint, that's an area where they can improve. With the defense sagging in, they settle for a lot of jump shots in the first half. Coming out of the break, I think it'll be better running off pick and rolls, hitting cutters, moving toward the hoop, that old Boston Celtics style basketball.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Karl-Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
It takes a lot to dominate a game.
Clark, when you look around the NBA, is there one point guard you wish you could have played with in your day?
There's a bunch of them out there, Kevin. I mean, Chris Paul is so good at orchestrating the offense and getting his guys good quality shots on a regular basis. Steph Curry is underrated, I think, as a passer. His shooting spaces the floor so well. Damian Lillard is outstanding. I think John Wall would be a lot of fun to play with because of his speed and his ability to create opportunities just by getting into the lane. So those are four guys that I would have loved to hang out with.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at the Bulls, Dunn and Levine, their backcourt. Mirotić at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. And it's Wade in at the three, the small forward. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Karl-Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, "I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times." Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. And Mirotić sends it back. Lopez kicks to Dunn. Lopez a screen. Lock at 6. Shot on the wing. Dwayne Wade again. Now it's a 4-point Bulls lead.
Unbelievable. This guy is completely in a zone.
And he knows it. You can see it. The body language, the confidence. Real swagger out there for him.
No good. Shot missing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Lopez. Great D that time from Gibson. The Timberwolves shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Robin Lopez, a solid big man who can clean up the glass and great get you some points on the other end.
And Robin Lopez might not have great range now, but, you know, that could change. He says he's working on a three-point shot, and his logic is that since his twin brother Brooke can make threes, it can't be that hard.
Here's Gibson. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Chang, he's checked in for Karl-Anthony Towns. Muhammad comes in for Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Jeff Teague. Chicago also making some changes. Markkanen, he's checked in for Mirotić. Justin Holiday comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Grant in for Dunn.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
For Chicago, they have shot just one free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. That's good from Lopez. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Jang dishes to Crawford. Over Levine. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
They set the pick. Grant kicks to Holiday. Offensive rebound. Here's Lopez, and he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 9-point Bulls lead.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Crawford with another miss.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Here's Levine. Gets the front of the rim and out.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions. And for so long, the Bulls really were synonymous with the best defensive teams in the league. But as a team, they've started to slip the last few years. It's something that has been lost while this team kind of retools for the future.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. And it used to be you could pencil in the Bulls as a top 10 defensive team by most metrics in any given year. But, Greg, the last few seasons, they've just been middle of the pack.
And, you know, over the history of this team, they've always been at their best when they played great defense. You go back to those Jordan years where they were marked by exceptional defense. This last group, led by Derrick Rose, similarly built on a defensive-minded philosophy. Let's just see if they get back to their roots with this new push.
Wiggins with it, now defended by Markkanen. Wiggins passes to Jones. Gibson the screen. Crawford kicks to Wiggins. Chicago grabs the miss. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's Levine. Two on the clock. That's good on the jump shot. Levine's got the lead up to 9 now for the Bulls.
Tell you what, this is a guy who's really improved his mid-range game. I mean, Levine working hard to become an all-around threat.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Bulls lead by 9. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Everybody hang tough. Now look, we got to tighten up our defense down here. Keep them off the line. Move your feet. Concentrate on your body position.
And Tom Thibodeau wanted his team to maintain that aggressive defensive stature, but be really smart about it too, and I can see that.
Yeah, they're stopping the shot, but then you send the guy to the line. That's not going to help you on the scoreboard.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague out there with Crawford. And it's Towns in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Right side Holiday. There's the pick. Off the pick. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Chicago leading by 11. Now done. No good on that one. Great D that time from T. A three-pointer, Wiggins. Here's Towns. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Chris Dunn picks one up.
And you know what's impressive about Towns to me, guys, at this young age? The preparation he puts into each and every game. He's a true pro in that regard.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Butler's checked in. And the Bulls making a change also. Wade's checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, when you play against this Minnesota team, you know they like to play at a slower pace. I mean, they had one of the slowest paces of play in the league last season. Not a team that really wants to put the pedal to the metal.
Dunn kicks to Portis. Dishes to Wade. Butler with the steal. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Teague, the pass to Towns. To the left side wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And that's 10 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Now, here's Dunn. Teague covering. Portis kicks to Wade. Up off the screen, and it's Wade with the jam.
And, you know, Wade doesn't mess around when he's driving inside now. Exceptional at taking off from the launching pad and flying in for the dunk.
Outside Teague. Towns, a screen on Levine. Outside Butler. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it go from 14. Doesn't go for him. So the Bulls will take it the other way.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
The power of Chris Dunn makes this play happen. I mean, now he gets a chance to cap it off at the line.
Clark, you know we like to reach out to the fans and have them send in questions, so I've got one right now. Here's Alex in Ohio, of all places. He asks, what sport other than basketball are you best at?
I specialized early, Alex. I was a decent athlete, had good hands, could catch and throw a football pretty well, but didn't like the contact there. Right now, I'm actually just a good workout guy, and I'm trying to become a better than average golfer.
Minnesota calls timeout. And with a fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, Robin Lopez.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just torn them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys during the break. He said, fellas, I know you're tired, but you can't coast now. You've got to go harder. This game is in sight. We got to power through and get it. Words from a champion. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Bulls.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
Dunn shots, good.
Kevin, I like what Levine showed there, not getting so locked in to his own offense. Keeps his head up, finds the open man.
T kicks to Gibson. Timberwolves passing it around. And Towns gets it to go.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Levine dishes to Dunn. 1:19 left in the game. Lopez sets a screen for Wade. Over Wiggins. And that one hits back iron.
And the defense that time was late. And you got to feel fortunate he didn't put that one away.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Bulls.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
Now, here's Dunn. There's the pick. Passes it to Portis. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. And the Bulls lead by 14.
tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They came in here and took care of